The first common mistake almost everyone does in the physics exam is the significant figures. What is the significant figures? I'll tell you in detail, you just stay with me. Welcome to Asgred. This is a fundamental physics lesson 1, significant figures. I'm not a big fan of the significant figures because I think this is a mistake that you shouldn't do. You lose marks for nothing. But the significant figures, it is there for you because you need to know it prevents you from having a false precision. For example, if you have a scale, if you have this scale, we have a centimeter, millimeter here. The minimum distance you can measure is 1 millimeter. So if you measure the length of the pen and you get 17.65 centimeter or 176.5 millimeter, it will be wrong because it can measure till millimeter. So it can be 176 millimeter or 17.6 centimeter. The rules are very simple. We'll go through them in detail. Now, if you look at this, we have a number that is 0.00607500. Now, the first 3 zeros, these are called the leading zeros because they're in the front of the number. So these are the leading zeros. Then we do have some digits that are non-zero. This 6, 7 and 5. So these 6, 7 and 5 these are the non-zero digits. And then we have a 0 in between this non-zero, 6 and 7. So this is the in between 0. And at the end, we have some 2 zeros which are at the back. We will call them trailing zeros. Okay, now the rules are simple. See, the leading zeros, they don't mean anything. You can write 0005, it will still be 5. So the leading zeros, they are not significant. Okay, so we are done with the number 2. Then we have the non-zero digit and the 0 in between the non-zero numbers. So this 6075, all these 4 numbers, they are significant. So we are done with the first rule and second rule. Third rule is the trailing zero. Now there is a thing here. If the trailing zeros come after a decimal, for example here it's after the decimal point right there, right? So they do count. But if it's 1500, then there is no decimal and we have 2 trailing zeros, they don't count. So for this we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We have 6 significant figures. Now, the thumb rule of physics exam is you go with 2 or 3 significant figure. The main rule is if you do an operation like multiplication, division or square, you can increase the significant figure by 1 or keep it same. So just make sure you keep it 2 or 3, increase it by 1 if there's a multiplication division. If you add two numbers, then you have to go for the least decimal. So let me show you an example. See 1.372 plus 0.08. Over here, the answer is 1.452. Now if this is 0.08, this number, then the least decimal is 2. So we'll convert the answer to 1.45. But if you have one trailing zero, then it's least number of after decimal is 3. So the answer will be 1.452. Clear? And that's all about significant figures. Just remember one thing, for absolute uncertainty, we are going to go with only one significant figure. See you in the next lesson.